Good afternoon. This is the Fishbowl Radio Network. This is L.A. Parker on Couch Time with
Valley Girl T.
And we welcome you today, April the 30th, 2019. It's the end of the month.
Man, and it is a rainy, stormy
He don't know what he want to do. He don't know what he want to do.
77
He don't know if he
degrees.
want to rain. He don't know if the sun want to come out. It's supposed to be a tornado here.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
We're under thunderstorm watch and a tornado watch.
Yeah, I know. Good afternoon again. The FaceTime. I'm saying FaceTime. Couch Time family on Facebook with the Fishbowl Radio Network. I see my Louisiana family in the house. Hey, happy birthday to Twilo Arts.
Hey, Louisiana.
Hey, happy birthday. And all of my we have the DeSoto Lakers old family in the house. We have, yes, we do. Tori, hey, cuz. I miss y'all. Trying to get back to Louisiana. Get away from this. Yeah, trying to get away from this Texas bipolar weather. Y'all can see I'm in a mood. Anyway, again, we welcome you guys. I love you here on the couch. Today we have a couple of things for you. Let me go ahead and give you our disclaimer. I am L.A. Parker. I am a PhD student of psychology, and we do not give any legal or medical advice. We only give you our perspective based on our opinions, based on the DSM, based on research and studies and all that good stuff. and I'll give you the technical terms, and she
Give you the real.
she'll translate it for you. Because sometimes I'm just Anyway, you guys, again, we already said that the weather was going to be tornado. What you got? Anything else for us about the weather? What's the
Well, just watch out for the tornado watch. And,
duck?
The scattered showers and thunderstorms.
Yeah,
So,
and I hope it get better by this weekend.
It's supposed to do all the way till Friday, from
See,
my understanding.
I told y'all, take me back home. Take me back home.
So we out here in a thunderstorm for y'all.
Yes, we are, because we love you. We love you here on the couch. We love you. But today we got some interesting topics. Our psych topic today is adult ADHD. And that may be 80% of y'all. I told you I'm in a kind of a mood, so I may, I may nudge a couple of people, so don't knock me if I step on some toes. But adult ADHD, it's real. It's real.
Very real.
It's real. And then we have we have our relationship topic today.
We want what we ain't.
What you say? What you say? We want what?
We
Is
want
that you?
what we ain't.
Do you want what you ain't? We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So then we have our health and fitness. We have some tips for you with health and fitness, and we have our the talk on the streets. Just a couple of little nuggets. There's one I can't.
Can we talk about Idris?
Wait a minute. Before we talk about Idris, I got a good one, because we might have to just push talk on the street up to the forefront. Okay, wait a minute. What's the new Black Queen princess?
I can't think of her
Camilla.
name. What's
her
her last
name?
name? K. Cody.
Yeah, her. Okay,
she
and
done
Prince
took
Williams
him off the market.
Wait, no. Prince Williams. Europe,
The European guy.
yes, the first black princess. She is taking.
And she is beautiful.
Wait a minute. She's taking him back to Africa.
She won't let him learn her roots.
She says after the baby that they will be returning to Africa, and he's agreed to go to Africa with her for the first 2 years. Now that's a good hubby.
And Africa is beautiful.
It
in some
is,
areas,
but
so.
Being the culture, the society that we are in, and the European society, I was really shocked that the royal family condone him going off, to Africa.
Right?
I'm just saying that
because they're real protective of it. So it's kind of like,
I mean,
wow.
I'm just saying
She's making a difference.
Yes, she is. Go girl. From the couch. Okay, so wait a minute. So we're gonna go ahead and hit Tanya's. We're gonna hit Idris. We're gonna ahead and go ahead.
He's off the market, guys.
Yes, Idris is off the market.
So he got married this weekend
to a sister. Oh
yes. Praise him. Nothing wrong with the other race, but we're proud.
Yes,
they stay at home.
There's nothing like black love. Now, all love is good, but there's nothing like black love. And to see two black people, successful people, come together in matrimony and make that thing work. To even try, I condone marriage, so that's just what I do. I'm supportive of people who decide to go ahead and jump that broom and try to do it the right way.
Right.
And God blesses you when you do it. When you go in for the right reasons. We talked about that. Remember, we talked about going in for the wrong reasons. When you go in it for the right reasons, God will bless it.
Yes, he will.
So we give kudos to Idris Elba and his new bride. Okay. All right. So
let's go and talk about these Avengers. That's all you're hearing is Avengers.
The Avengers.
The movie.
Yeah. What did it say? They grossed
$1 billion.
$1 billion. I love Marvel and DC. So I will be in theaters as well.
Have you seen it? No,
I haven't seen it,
I
but
plan to.
My son said that it was awesome. He said it was good. It was 3 point something hours. Yeah, like 3.5 or something hours.
Wow.
So
and it kept his attention.
And it kept his attention. So that means I'm gonna bring my blanket and little something in my
purse.
Come on, purse popcorn. Come on, y'all. Yeah, we'll be ready. Because the hot dogs at the theater would like
$80.
Baby, you put some foil paper, put that. It'll still be warm. It'll still be warm. See. So yeah,
don't act like y'all don't know nothing about that now.
When now, even for the gentleman taking a woman out on a date to a movie, you can no longer take a woman on a date for $20.
No, you can't buy a meal for two for $20.
Going to the theater now, you at least need about $60, because mainly most of the movie theaters are going to the movie grill type setting. Mm-hmm. And so, which was very smart of them, might I add. It was very creative, the Studio Movie Grill, what they did.
I love it.
But now the cost of dinner and a movie is
$30 minimum. That's
minimum.
That's not at the dinner and the movie. And
that's just the regular.
You spending about 40.
A C-note.
40.
Well, the C-note was back in the day. C-note for all you babies. I told y'all about coming on here on Couch Time. C-note used to be considered a car note, and back in the day, a car note would run about $100. Mm-hmm. That's back in the day. Now a car note is a couple of C notes.
Minimum. If you driving something, it's gonna be $400 minimum.
Minimum. So, but that's what a C note is for all you babies. But yeah, it's almost a C note just to take somebody to the movies nowadays. So it's like, I wonder have anybody ever asked to go Dutch to a movie? Can we go? Can we go to the movie? Can we go Dutch? You pay for your ticket, I pay for mine.
I bet they do that, especially a dinner and a movie, because they gonna eat. They gonna want.
But you know what? If a gentleman asked me to a movie and to go Dutch, I would say, okay, yeah, and I tell you how it was when I get back. Yeah. What? So anyway,
it depends on understanding.
If it's a friend,
yeah.
If it's a friend,
guy.
Yes, it's a friend.
You dating me?
But if it's a love interest, I don't feel that love interest should go Dutch.
I don't either.
You know what? That's one part of a conversation topic. How about that? And we're gonna open up those lines 214-431-5032. Again, that's 214-431-5032. Should love interest go Dutch? What you think? Okay. We'll just let you simmer on that, okay? Okay, so on the side of that, before we get into some of the goodies, let's go to. Do you want to go ahead health and fitness so that we can get into our topic and kind of roll with it? Okay, let's go some topics on our health and fitness. I got some tips for you that should lead you to a better and healthier life. Okay, so these tips are some of the things that you probably already know. We're just reiterating them because, again, we want you healthy and happy. We want you healthy, mind, body, and soul. You know, psychology is just the mind part, but what is a healthy mind when your body is not healthy? Exactly. You know, so we want you healthy, mind, body, and soul. Your spirit got to be right too, because you can be healthy and fine and all that good stuff, and just be just as rotten to the core.
People hate to be around.
Just mean, surly. Anyway, so but that's not you, of course. You know, on the couch we take care of that, right? Right. So, get up and drink a bottle of water.
First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning. In Japan, people drink 2 glasses of water the first thing in the morning. Interestingly, it has a great overall longevity, being the only country with over 50,000 centenarians. Whether it's a water practice or something else, we can learn from a few tricks from the Japanese on how to improve our health. Right. So, let's look at that. You know, how much water do we drink? I admit my water drinking habits are poor. You know, I may drink 3 20-ounce bottles, which we should at least drink 8.
At least a gallon.
Yes, at least a gallon a day. And that is a challenge for me to do better, to have, you know, healthier life. Water does a lot of things, not just replenishes the moisture in our body. It keeps us hydrated.
It flushes out toxins too.
Flushes out toxins. If you are sick, one thing that the doctor will consistently tell you is drink more water, drink more water. And so there's nothing more pure than drinking water. Now, we do have some challenges with some of our waters, you know, but there is a website online that tells you the best water to drink, you know, that has less fluoride in it and some of the other additives that they make during the manufacturing of bottled water, and they'll tell you which one that is. A lot of the waters that we think that is good for us is really not. I know. I drink Walmart water because it's cheap, but it's not the best water to drink. No. What kind of water do you?
Ozarka.
I
do Ozarka and also sometimes Dasani. Every now and then.
Water also it improves your it improves your metabolism. You know, so some of us, you know, we're getting older. Our metabolism slows down automatically. Water helps replenishes, or I guess not replenishes. It improves our metabolism. It increases our brain power. Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah. You know, if you run it a little slow up there, you know, check.
Replenish yourself.
Yes. Drink a glass of water. And it boosts. What is wrong with my dialogue today? It boosts our immune system. So, hey, drink more water. Come out and take some fresh air.
Just stepping outside. Fresh air.
We will be amazed how the natural elements impact our health. Many of us, especially people who are people of color, we have we experience a high volume of vitamin D deficiency.
And that's because we don't like to be in the sun.
What? Not just we.
A lot of us do. I do.
I love being in the sun as well. Can't y'all tell? I'm a little chocolate.
And it's some beautiful chocolate.
Yes. Yes, it is. I love the sun. I do. I just love the way the sun feels on your skin. The heat. Now, I can't stay out there too long. But, yeah, I mean, I do enjoy. I love the summertime. The summertime is the best time
I
do. I go into a hibernation when the wintertime comes. I love the summertime. But, again, with the summertime, we have to realize that vitamin D, I know it's a discomfort to be out there in the heat at times, but there is something to it. There are people who go out and sunbathe for a reason, not just to get a tan, but the vitamin D is very important to our health. And so we have, the melanin is there so that it can protect us. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's like it's automatic that, okay, hey, they need the sun. Mm-hmm. And so since they need the sun, I'm going to put this so they can be protected from the sun because they need it.
And think about it. If you don't get your vitamin D, the doctor will prescribe
it to you. Another pill.
So you don't want a pill to take.
But the sun actually does something to you internally. You know, don't you feel happier when the sun is out? You know, your personality maybe even a little, more
bubbly.
When the sun is out. Research shows that getting fresh air affects the level of serotonins. So that makes us feel good about ourselves. So some of y'all, so they're saying that some people who got some issues with their self-esteem maybe just need a little sun. I mean, I'm just,
put it out there then.
Hey, get a little sun. You're not happy. Get a little sun. Go outside.
Go step outside for a few minutes.
You know what? When people sick, they say, "Open the curtain. There's some sun in here."
That's my mom every morning. Open up the curtain.
There's some sun in here. So, yes. So we need to get a little fresh air. And we talked about last week. Music therapy. We talked about how music impacts people's health. We talked about how it impacts pregnant women. It impacts, even a caller talked about how music even impacts the plants. Music is therapy. It is scientific. It's scientifically proven that music affects our health in a positive way. But we know that it improves our mental focus. It soothes and relaxes our blood vessels. Mm-hmm. That's why you put on some jazz and you get in a calm mood. You become calmer and relax. It makes you happier. It reduces your stress level. Because when I'm stressed, I put on me a little jazz and it calms me down. Jazz or Anita Baker, I'm just saying. And it gets dopamine. You get your dopamine flowing, and so music again is one of those things that, again, scientifically, it is stated that it is one of those elements that gives you a healthier, happier life. Okay, do something new every day.
Every day, do something new, something out of the box.
That can mean different things for different people, but challenge yourself with doing something that you've not done before. Routines are boring, and to be honest, they're very unhealthy because even when people talk about things that are going on in our society, people will talk about how predators look at your routine. Doing the same thing over and over again, you need to break the monotony in life. And we're talking about the quality of life here, what makes life fulfilling and worthwhile. Doing something new every single day is actually a healthy thing. Don't complicate and start with, don't be complicated. Just start with something small. Start with something, you know, go pick flowers. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Do something. Just do something different. You know, a lot of people, especially here in Texas, they go and roll out in blue bonnets and all of that stuff.
Taking pictures
And stuff. You know, I ain't talking about rolling out in the blue bonnet because, you know, some of us, we got dermatological issues. Yeah. So don't try it. You know, come on now. Common sense is a wonderful thing, but take some pictures with the blue bonnet. You know, just do something different. If you usually have coffee, have tea. You know what I'm saying? Just something different. The benefits of attempting new things, it makes life more exciting.
Yes,
it takes you out of your comfort zone. Okay? It's good for the brain and mental strength. Okay? Because when you do the same things, your brain works in a pattern. It's a pattern. Okay?
Think about it. If you drive to work every day, have you ever got there and say, how did I get here?
You know, because it becomes a pattern cognitively. Your brain doesn't even have to work in order to do it because it functions off of memory at that point. So you need to challenge your brain, and by challenging your brain, it allows your cognitive functionality to be strengthened. And so, just like things like puzzles, that's why people do puzzles, because it challenges their brain. Puzzles is a good thing, again, for Alzheimer's. So whether it's a puzzle, and when we were growing up, we had Rubik's Cube.
Yes, we did. Love me a Rubik's Cube.
Come on now, right? It challenges our brains. So find a puzzle, a crossword puzzle, or something of that nature. And it makes you more confident and courageous when you do something different. So try doing something different. Okay, so we're just going to leave it for those right now, and so we can go ahead and jump into our topic. You know what? Let's go ahead and give us some good stuff first. We're going to hit you with some music because, you know, music is therapy. Didn't we say that? Okay. So we're going to just kind of convene a little bit and give you some good stuff. We are back. We are back on the Fishbowl Radio Network. This is Couch Time. I'm L.A. Parker.
With Valley Girl T.
And today we have multiple topics for you. We have our psych topic of today is adults with ADHD. And our relationship topic of the day is we want what we ain't.
Y'all figure out what that is yet?
Soul search. Okay, so adult with ADHD. Now we assume when a person says ADHD, we just assume you're talking about a child, an adolescent that are experiencing attention deficit or attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, because that does plague our community as well. However, there are a large population of adults who experience the same. Some people call it ADD, some people call it ADHD. Basically, it's the same thing. However, some adults or some people have ADD, attention deficit disorder, without having hyperactivity. So you can be challenged with your attention and focus and being impulsive without actually being hyperactive. So that's the difference between the two. And then it could be combined. But we are talking about this condition because it's real. And sometimes we overlook it. We don't know what's going on with the person. But when you see these particular characteristics, we want to acknowledge them again as a community. Sometimes you may even be in a relationship with someone who have these challenges. If you see that a person have a problem with being focused, their attention, needing attention or the lack of attention, being very impulsive, responding, reacting, knee-jerkish, sort of speak. You know, when people fly off the handle and don't even know the whole story, you know, or fly off the handle for no good reason, or 1 minute they feel like a nut, and then okay.
Sometimes you feel like that. Sometimes
you know, when a person personality alters sporadically, again, when they can't sit still, they got to be doing something. They are having problems focusing, keeping their attention on one particular thing. These are just some of the symptoms. Again, I can't clinically diagnose you in this particular setting, but those are some of the symptoms that a person exhibits when they have attention deficit. And these are things, again, we're talking about on the adult level. We're not just talking about children. We're talking about adults. I'm going to give you just some information about it. Executive functions of the brain. When we say executive functions of the brain, we're talking about verbal and nonverbal working memory. That means your ability to retain things, your ability to retain dialogue, events. And you wouldn't think, well, what does this have to do with attention deficit? When a person has attention deficit, they lack the ability to retain information that is maybe short term because their attention is everywhere. They can't focus enough to stream in on what actually happened yesterday or this morning. So the functionality of your brain is really challenged because your focus level, or because their focus level, is all over the place. Self-regulation, motivation, these are the things that a person with ADHD may be challenged with. It's just like, you know, it's different from when it's a child, because sometimes a child don't know what they are dealing with. They just feel a certain way because, you know, they can't focus, you know, and it's the adult in that situation who traditionally have to to deal with that child, explain to that child, calm that child down, and so forth and so on. But when you're an adult, you understand that I can't remember what happened yesterday. Or you understand that I'm trying to focus and I'm just having a problem with it. You understand that I feel like I'm all over the place today. And because we have that maturity and we understand what we're going through, it can cause other emotional challenges because we understand that we are not 100. And so when you understand and when you know that you are having challenges, attention issues, focus issues, then you may want to see a professional because though there is no cure, there are therapy and there's medication that can help you deal with these challenges. Adults who have ADD and ADHD, the ones without hyperactivity, can experience difficulties with maintaining attention and focus using working memory, as we stated, and recall regulating emotions. So when we're talking about regulating emotions, we're talking about, again, sometimes they feel like
and sometimes they don't.
Their emotions are all over the place. Organizing and prioritizing tasks can be a challenge for these people. And so hyperactivity, we all know what hyperactivity is. Some people are very hyper people. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta stay busy.
They all, but there are people who are experiencing these things. That's not a part of their personality. They're not hyper. So that's not the component. And you have people in the workplace that may be experiencing ADHD, and there are people in your family that may be experiencing ADHD. And if you see these symptoms, please reach out to them, and so that you could usher them into the right direction and let them know, you may be experiencing these things and not in a malicious and hateful way, but in a loving way. Explain to them that you've heard of some of these things, and this is how maybe they could address them. So that is our psych tip of today, adults with ADHD. Oh, okay. I got my old swing out partner, Chris Warnsley. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, honey.
Yeah, her honey. You better give a shout out to Mr. Fajay. I've hijacked his wife, so yeah. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to dive into, we only have a couple of minutes now, we're going to dive into our topic of today. We want what we ain't. We want what we ain't. And I know that is improper English, and it was intended, okay? It was strategically done that way. We want what we ain't. I had a conversation with a young lady, and the young lady was she was a little healthy, what I consider fluffy.
Just a little overweight, not obese or anything.
And not saying it in a bad way. She just maybe struggled with her weight a little bit. And in this conversation, we were talking about dating and courtship, and she explained to me that she didn't prefer a gentleman that was overweight or had, weight challenges as well. She preferred someone who had a 12-pack and worked out, and he was fit. And I was challenged, and I was like, well, how you want something that you ain't?
You said it.
I mean, I'm just saying. Do you not figure that person would want someone that if that person is in the gym, they are health conscious, they are doing things to maintain a certain physique, certain healthy way of life, that they would not want someone who was trying to do the same?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I know a few people that say two big people don't need to be in the same bed together. So that's their philosophy.
Maybe their philosophy, but they're speaking from their own perception, right. But they're not thinking about that other person.
Exactly.
Now, if you feel that you don't want nobody who fluffy,
what you think
they feel?
I just was listening, and I'm like,
okay, you know what? maybe that's a sensitive topic because I don't want to insult anybody about their weight or anything. And it's not that. It's just that we need to be more sensitive, not just about how we feel and what we want, but what about that other person? Mm-hmm. And if you want a certain thing, then you need to challenge yourself to be that you want.
Exactly.
There's a lot of women now. Women, I'm sorry, I love you, you're my sisters, but I'm have to go here. There's a lot of women who want financially a man that is able to meet a certain financial expectations within courtship or marriage or whatever. But you ain't.
But what you got?
But you ain't. Now, when you go to the restaurant, you ask for 2 pieces and a pepper. And what's the special of the day? But when you go to the restaurant with a companion,
you want the lobster.
Filet mignon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you ain't right. How you gonna want what you ain't? You want someone to give you what you're not willing to give. We have to look at ourselves and challenge ourselves to be that we want. We can't expect anybody to give anything to us that we are not willing to give. It falls in lines with the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity is the law of reaping and sowing. You get what you give. And so we cannot expect something that we are not willing to give.
Exactly.
All right, Minister Cat. Mr. Cat say, you can't be out there looking for a dime when you a nickel. Well, she quoted life. What? You can't. It is not just on the physical level. We're talking about across the board. You know, I can't expect my children to do something that I am not willing to do. And I know that this is a very challenging topic when you're talking about, they got to do it because we said they're supposed to do it. But we have to lead by example.
Exactly.
And even though we may have made wrong decisions and made the wrong terms in our previous years, we're talking about currently we have to lead by example. Well, in courtship, I make it a task to if I'm on a date, I like to where we change up the date. So one weekend he will make the plans and he will show me life through his eyes, and the next weekend I will make the plans and show him life through my eyes. I'm not willing to do anything that I'm asking him to do. I am leading by example. I am showing him these are the things that makes me smile, makes me function, this is the type of food that I like to eat. This is the experiences that I like to experience. I'm showing. We cannot be something and then expect something else. We want someone who treat us right, but we don't want to be that person who treat right. You know what I'm saying? Well, he better treat me like this and treat me like that. But how are you treating him?
Exactly.
Now you want your bath water ran, you want your car clean, but if he asks you to bring him a glass of water,
or cook him a good
I ain't
dinner.
your mama. I ain't your maid. Really? The reason that some of our relationships are challenged right now because we want what we ain't. We want a knight in shining armor. Well, we ain't Cinderella.
But what are you?
What? We got to look in the mirror, and I'm challenging you because I challenge myself every single day. I look in the mirror and I say, "Are you what you want?" And more so than that, am I what God want me to be?
Exactly.
And if I can meet those standards, then everything else will be covered. But we consistently want someone that is on a whole nother level. And if we were if we got to that level, we couldn't keep them.
All right, Miss Holmes.
If we were in a certain position, we could not keep up. We want what we ain't. We want a position at the company that we work for that make a certain salary, but we late every day. Now, how you gonna get in a supervisory or managerial role when
You got to lead by example.
what? We want what we ain't. We ain't it. We gotta do better. So we have to look in the mirror. Again, I will continuously say this. Look in the mirror and challenge yourself to be what you want. I remember my grandmother used to always say that you don't start dressing for the position when you get the position. When you realize that you want a certain thing, then you have to jump into mode. Don't because you know what the worst thing that you want is get a blessing prematurely. That's the worst thing that you want, to get a blessing prematurely. You're asking for something that you're not prepared for. You're not ready for. He has his stuff together. His savings tight, right? He got his finances in order. Credit right, all of that. And your car was just repoed.
Credit score 5.
You back at home with your mama. She said a 5. Lord Jesus. I mean, really, people. but this is the man that you want. No. God blesses those who prepare themselves. He wants you have to be prepared for a blessing. You have to align yourself before you get a blessing. So before I even get at him, no, because that's not even ordered. Before he even get at me, I need to be making sure that my credit is in order. I need to making sure that I can save a penny, a dime, a nickel, or something. Right? If I can't cook, I better bring some Betty Crocker cookbooks or something now. You better call Medea.
And learn.
What? Call Medea and ask her, look, how do you make that banana pudding?
They got FaceTime now.
What? We got to do better, people. And I'm saying this because we have many relationship challenges because, again, we're asking for what we ain't. We have challenges in our careers, on our jobs, because, again, we want what we ain't. We coveting someone else's blessing because they got a position. But, if you was given that position, you wouldn't even be ready for it. That fake it till you make it don't work all the time. So we got to do better. Okay? So let's see.
Look, Tori.
Okay, Tori. You might have a fine body and a lot of money, but if you think they might bounce it, you get laid off or get sick and leave them where they leave. Yes, exactly. Basically, what cousin Tori was saying is that right now you might have a fine body and that may be holding a person. But when the money runs out, again, you gotta, you know what? If that person should challenge you, set goals for you. If this is the type of dude I want, if this is the type of job I want, if this is the type of mother that I want to be, these are examples that makes me challenge myself to be better, to be greater. And when you do that, your options expand. So not just this job is that you're qualified for. Now you can get this one, and this one too. Because I set my eyes on that prize. Not saying that particular prize was mine, but wanting what you ain't don't work. You can want what you want to be. That's what I want to be. Tori saying, put God first. And you know it. Because if you can please God, don't worry about who else you can please. So believe me, wanting what you ain't. That was a topic for today, you guys. Stand your own first. Yes. And we're not just talking to the women. We're talking to the men. We're talking to the mothers. We're talking to the fathers. We're talking to people who covet things. They want something that they are not prepared for. They want what they are not. Having goals is one thing, but you got to have realistic goals. Your goals have to fall in line with your purpose. Your goals have to be realistic to say that, okay, I might not be there right now. That is the reason why it's a goal. It's not immediately attainable. But if I align myself up with my purpose, with where God wants me to be, knowing what my capabilities are,
Sky's the limit.
the skies are limit, and you can go for that. Challenge yourself. If you want a 10, well, you need to start changing yourself. If you want somebody who got a 12 pack, at least go get a 6.
At least a 6.
Wait a minute. Lay out the pecan pie. I'm speaking to myself.
The lemon cake.
Hey, look. I know what my challenges are. Again, I look into the mirror and I say, okay, Lord, this is what I want to be. This is where I want to be. This is who I want to be. Help me get there and set those challenges, but don't be making unrealistic expectations. Them, you know. Them, I'm not saying that they don't never happen, because you know you do find those nuances where you see somebody, you be like, well, how they get together? Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
But you never know that they might have got together when they was young. But be honest with yourself. If you was him, or if you was her, would you be attracted?
You like you?
Exactly. Would this person be somebody that you want?
Yeah.
Be honest.
Look at yourself in the mirror.
If you was the employer, would you be the one to hire you? Come on. Now, I know I have time issues because I'm late every day. I know. Okay. I'm being real. I know I'm late every day. So going into a job, talking about I want to be in a certain position where I have to be, not just be accountable, but I have to hold other people accountable for something that I have a challenge in. Lord, help me with my time management skills. Siri, wake me up a little hour early. Come on now, Alexa, or Siri, whichever one. Can you wake me up an hour earlier? You know what I'm saying? You have to make those steps in order to challenge yourself. You know, you want to be head of the PTA. But you don't go not one meeting. Not one.
Or you want to give your feedback at the PTA and you're never there too?
Never. What?
See it every time.
Don't be wanting what you ain't. It's different. It's different when you have goals set, realistic goals, when you're praying and asking God for, to enlarge your territory, and when wanting a certain type of mate, wanting a certain type of job, that's different. It's healthy to set goals. But when you set goals, you have to be realistic with yourself and make a plan for yourself to execute that goal. You can't. It's this. What do the kids do? They have this entitlement now. We all feel that we are all entitled to whatever we want without working for it. We want things that we don't work for. We want relationships that we don't want to work for. We want jobs that we don't want to work for.
Don't forget the man that you don't want to work for.
That's what I said. Relationships that we don't want to work for. That's a man or a woman. You expect that person to just organically give you love and affection, and you don't want to invest in. Same thing. We want what we ain't. We don't want to work for it. Come on, family, now. Let's go back old school. Okay? What would your nana, your granny, your papa, what would they tell you? Okay? Loyalty is most important, Chris. I understand. Loyalty is important. But, we have to look at people again. If a person is trying to attain something that they have not worked for, then those are unrealistic goals. And that is something that is not going to last or work. Mama used to always say, if a man doesn't work, neither shall he eat. So whatever the goals that we want, we have to work for. We can't just want what we ain't. We can't just want what we don't want to work for. We can't just want things, expecting things to be given to us without putting in the labor. Remember the law of reciprocity, you guys. That a man sow, he's going to reap that. You want to reap good stuff? Sow good stuff. You want to reap a good relationship? Sow into a good relationship. You want to reap a good career? Sow into a good career. You want to reap well-behaved children? Sow into those well-behaved children. You want to reap into good friendships? Sow into good friendships. We can't want what we ain't. You want people to be loyal to you in your friendships, but you ain't loyal. You want people to come to your party, but you don't go to nobody's party.
Say that.
You know?
Support one another.
We have to challenge ourselves to be what we want, not be what we ain't. Okay, guys, that's my soapbox. I'm sorry, but
that was some good stuff.
I had to say it. We had to say it. If we didn't love you, we wouldn't say it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do our scripture for today, and we're gonna let you guys go. Let you have some easy listening. The scripture of today is Proverbs 13:12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Again, it's Proverbs 13:12. Give you a little word for the day. You know, hold you over for a little bit. And what that didn't hold, we'll go ahead and let Bill Withers hold her.